Hey guys, Matt Wicker with Chatley Marine, and today we're going to take a look at a boat I'm very excited about showing you. It's the 2025 Stingray Boats 253 center console. If you're in the market for a versatile 25-foot center console that can legitimately transition from a serious offshore fishing boat to a versatile family cruising boat, stay tuned. This boat might be for you. Before climbing in the boat, I do want to talk a little bit about the exterior. My first impression is that this is a massive boat. You can clearly tell that this is something that's new for Stingray. It's definitely not a redesigned 23-foot or 21-foot that's stretched. Completely new hull design. I got a massive bow flare, extremely wide. You can see that massive over 9-foot beam there is carried all the way to the bow of the boat. I like how they've integrated that through hull windlass. We'll touch on that in just a few minutes. Also integrated LED lights on the bow, so if you're coming into the dock late in the evening, you can kind of see what's ahead of you, and you can see the integrated nav lights there as well. Beautiful style lines throughout the boat. They've incorporated, of course, their patented Z-plane hull. That's one thing that's really going to set this boat apart from the competition. They use this on all their boats. That Z-plane hull, I'll put a little document up here where it'll explain it, but basically it gets cleaner water to the prop, and the less air you can get to the prop, the more efficiently the boat's going to run, the quicker it's going to plane, the faster it's going to run, the better it's going to perform, better fuel economy, better turning, just all around. When Stingray came out with that hull design, it was a long time ago. They actually had a challenge that nobody could produce a more efficient hull, and they had a 19-foot boat that would run 60 mile an hour with a 4.3 liter. Back then they were using IOs, and just still using that hull design today, and it's incredibly proven, incredibly efficient as well. I also want to point out something I noticed on this boat. You'll kind of use that side guide as a plumb, and with a lot of boats they'll measure a 9-foot beam, but it's measured at the widest point of the boat, and the part of the boat that's in the water down here, if I can get find my finger on this camera right here, is much narrower. The boat will come in like this, and that's why when the boat's sitting at rest and you're walking around, the boat's kind of rocking and rolling, you got two guys that walk to one side, the boat really shifts. You'll notice here that beam, that width carries all the way down to the water line, to right here. So what that's going to translate to is if you're in the water sitting bottom fishing or just entertaining with a big group of people and people start moving around, the boat's going to be very stable. Not going to rock and roll a whole lot. But then you still have the real deep 20-degree dead rise. So if you're offshore, it's going to be a great riding boat, soft boat, dry boat. So they've done a great job with this whole design. All right, enough about the outside. Let's step inside and take a look around. Quickly running through some of the specs. First impression is that this boat is massive. The boat has a length overall of 25 foot 3 inches. A beam of 119 inches, which, if my math is correct, is 9 foot 11 inches wide. A usable fuel capacity of 128 gallons, freshwater capacity of 13 gallons. Has a dry weight of 5,600 pounds, and that is with the twin 200 horsepower engines. Has a shallow draft of only 18 inches, a max person capacity of 12 people, and a dead rise of 20 degrees or 21 degrees at the transom. Climbing in the boat, we'll start at the bow. First thing you'll notice moving to the front is this is a massive bow area. You can just see how much room there is. It feels much wider than some of our competitive 25-foot center consoles. You'll notice moving up to the front, they do have two standard rod holders on the bow, which a lot of ours don't have. Pull-up cleats in the bow, access to the windlass right here, that through hull. So Lumar through hull windlass, stainless steel. It's got bow controls here. as well as controls at the center console. Pay attention to the depth here. Some of our other boats, that's a 6-inch speaker there. So you've probably got between 12 and 18 inches of depth at the bow of this boat. Very, very comfortable bow seating. I'll show it just a second with the cushions in place. But something that they do that's a little different than some of our competitors. Dual cup holders that are recessed into the gunnel, so it doesn't interfere with any of the seating, and it takes it away from that top deck. You do have LED courtesy lights, as well as dual, try to get a shot of this, USB ports and 12-volt ports. And that's on both sides, pan around here, of the bow area. So just a great layout. Underneath these boxes, we'll open these up. We've got 2 huge fish boxes. Attention to detail, again, they are gasketed, lipped, with overboard drainage. If I can get my camera to pan down there. There we go. And static hinges. So when you open those doors up, they're going to stay open, stay in place. And that goes for both sides. And another really cool feature that I'll point out that I've never seen before in any of the brands we sell, a Stingray decal. Something small, but it's really cool. That bow filler right there is removable. It's a great addition. That way, if you're throwing a cast net or casting off the bow of the boat, it gives you a larger area to work. But if you're just hanging out boat riding, you can pull that out and gives you more room to walk to the front. There's also in-floor storage. Show you that here. We'll open this up all the way. Again, same thing, static hinges, gasketed, drained, but just a super deep area there for storage. Great place to put your gear and free up some of this cockpit space. I don't want to clutter the cockpit. Just behind that, there is tackle storage on each side. And you can see also that everything is drained. Everything's got a drainage system. Drew at Stingray, if I can get a picture, find out right here. Drew at Stingray has really done a great job designing these things. He's a big-time offshore fisherman and has really done some good things with Stingray, getting their boats up to par with competition, and even, I would say, above the competition. With the cushions installed, you can really see the versatility of the bow area. Again, it transitions from a serious offshore fishing boat to a family-friendly island hopping machine and just boat riding, hanging out. You can see the depth of the cushions. They got a really high quality upholstery. Again, pay attention to the depth. You got over 12 or 18 inches of depth on this bow seating area. I'm 6 foot or 5'10", and I can easily stretch out with room to spare. With the cushion in front, you got a great place to lounge, sit additional people, and again, tall backrests that are removable if you're fishing. Plenty of cup holders. Just a great layout for family, hanging out, comfort, cruising, and island. Looking back towards the console, you'll see it is a glass enclosed hardtop with an LED light, and we'll touch on the hardtop in just a minute, but an LED spreader light in the front. But very, very comfortable bow seating, armrest, plenty of space for 2 adults to sit in front of the console facing forward. And I have to say, they are extremely comfortable seats and stain-resistant vinyl. They do a great job with their vinyl selection. Moving on back, you will see the full-length bolster pads, additional rod holders, had midship, oversized pull-up cleats. We'll point out the stereo in a second, but it's got a killer stereo. Cup holders perfectly placed, additional sets of trolling rod holders, 2 more sets towards the stern. And moving across, taking a look at the starboard side, same thing. Rod holders in the gunnel, plenty of room to store 12 rods, flush mounted rod holders galore, cup holders, and again, full length. Moving on to the transom, and this stole the show at the most recent boat show. You can see just how much room there is to move about in the back of this 25-foot boat. Tremendous amount of fishing room. And you'll see, again, perfectly laid out rod holder, oversized cleat, cup holder, rod holder, rod holder, rod holder, rod holder, cup holder, live well, very deep live well, and then additional rod holder here. They have the Stingray embossed logo on the lid. When you open this up, this is recirculating, aerated, with a cool blue lining, LED lighting, interior, and full bolsters around. So if you're hanging out at the back of the boat fishing, just a very, very comfortable space. And again, freshwater shower right here as well. So if you're going to hose off, you got a 13-gallon freshwater tank, and that supplies that line. So I do have a walk-through transom as well. So if you're pulling the fish through, got a magnetic catch there. Plenty of room to drag a fish through there. Also at the transom, you will have a high-pressure raw water washdown, additional LED courtesy lights, and an in-floor insulated fish box, both port and starboard. So we'll open those up. And again, attention to detail, static hinges, no roto-molded lids on this whole boat. Everything is fiberglass, overboard drainage, and then of course the same on the starboard side. On the days you aren't fishing, just boat riding, hanging out, this seat is awesome. You can open it up with one hand, no problem. Very spacious seat, easily will accommodate 2 to 3 adults. Comfortable, nice backrest, and again, when you're not in use, one hand folds away and gives you a tremendous amount of room. Also, while I'm back here, I want to show you how easy it is to access all the components. One thing a lot of offshore boats lack is access to pumps, transducers, things like that below the boat. So let me open up this this hatch here and show you how easy the access is in this boat. Talk about easy access and storage. Look, I mean, I'm 250 pounds. I can get down in there and work. So easy access to all your transducers, your pumps. You'll see that there's cutouts down here for 2 5-gallon storage buckets, and keep them sliding around. So that's a great idea. Everything is nice and neatly laid out and organized. So they do a great job. Easy access to fuel water separators. Moving forward, let's take a look at the leaning post. This is a standard leaning post in the 253. Very, very well laid out. You've got cup holder, rod holder combinations on either side. You got a nice cutting board right in the center. Additional cup holders and grab rails integrated into the top. So if you're hanging out back here on long fishing trips, you got a place to kind of lean and be comfortable. Integrated plier knife holder. Just below that, you got tons of storage. So that opens up here. You've got a stainless steel ball bearing tray that slides out to store gear. Comes with a Stingray labeled Engel cooler. All fiberglass design. It does have a built-in charging port for the batteries here. It's integrated, easily accessible. Rod holders, I'll try to pan out so you can get a picture of this seat. They just really, really good job with this upholstery. You can see this folds down for a bolster on either side, so you can choose to stand or sit. They have supported the rear arms of the T-top. We'll talk about that in just a second, but there are some grab rails there and some additional supports. And those seats do slide and arms swivel as well. Additional storage below this, so we'll open this up. Battery management system. This boat will have dual batteries, obviously. Switches there, the ability to combine them. Breakers, reset switches, all perfectly located in arm's reach. Don't have to open any compartments or console doors to get there. And then same way for the, I'll try to open this up if you want access to your batteries down below. Continue to look at the hardtop. You will see that this is a complete molded hardtop, not a cheap top. Color matched underneath, powder coated grab rails, integrated speakers. There are mood lights built into the top. We talked about the rear support arms. You get these big tops on these big boats, and there's a lot of stress at the back of the top because the top's so big. So this rear support arm really reinforces that and stiffens up this top. You'll see you've got eight sets of rod holders on that top. I'll back up so you can see some more. You got 4 off the back, 2 kingfish, and then two lower rod holders on the back of the support arms, and again there's two more built into the leaning post. But console and T-tops, everything's integrated, so really saves a ton of space. The walkthrough here is massive. I'm a bigger guy, and there's plenty of room to move about this boat. There's no question about that. Taking a look in the console, this is unique, something I've never seen before, and there's a magnetic catch on this door, so when you open it up, you'll listen. So it's not swinging back and forth, holds in place, and then they've got static hinges, so again, it'll stay right where you open it. And I don't know if you can tell, but this is a massive opening. One of the hard things with several, even our larger offshore boats, is the door to get into the console is kind of small. That's not going to be an issue here. This thing's huge. And then it looks like a true bathroom in here. You got a sink, storage below, toilet paper holder, a step down in here, huge porcelain head that you can pump out. That's the massive amplifier for the stereo we talked about earlier. And one thing that impresses me with this console, just looking around, is the attention to detail. You don't see any canvas, everything's fiberglass or that Korean style countertops. All the wires are hidden. They just did a tremendous job. And there are lights in here. Again, I don't have batteries in here to show you all the mood lights, underwater lights, interior lights, courtesy lights. But there are lights scattered throughout the boat. So just a well outfitted boat. Moving forward to the console. Massive console. We talked about the tempered glass, not acrylic glass, a tempered glass. You don't have to worry about hazing and cleaning it with certain products. Again, completely reinforced, and you'll see there's a rigging tube that goes down, so if you want to run any wires, easily get those wires down there. C-deck pad on top of the console keeps things from sliding around. You do have a phone holder here, cup holder here, phone holder there. It's going to come standard with a 1243 Garmin with a through-hole transducer. It's going to have all your maps integrated into that screen. There's also going to be digital switching here. Everything's lit up, backlit, so at night you'll be able to see what switch does what and see which one's on and which one's off. Windlass controls at the dash. Trim tab controls at the dash. Wireless phone charger. The Optimus EPS steering system. These are the digital 150 motors. These are 150s on this one, so all fly-by-wire, shifting throttle, push-button start. Cup holders on each side of the console, and again, just they utilize every bit of storage. Got a little glove box here, storage box here, and then on the top, again, utilizing every open possibility for storage. You've got glove box there, and then plenty of room to flush mount electronics up here if you choose to do so. This one does have the Garmin VHF radio that's integrated into the GPS. Before moving back to the stern, I want to point out the stereo I just mentioned. This thing has an incredible stereo system. I won't do it justice to play inside this building, but got a fusion head unit. It's got an amplifier. It's got 8 powered speakers. So you've got 2 speakers at the stern, 1 on either side. You've got 2 speakers just above your head in the hardtop, facing down. 2 oversized mids in the gunnel, and that's in addition to the 2 speakers in the bow of the boat. So this the stereo will rock. So I just wanted to point that out before moving to the stern, since I just mentioned the stereo. As we move to the stern of the boat, step outside, you will see again that attention to detail. Everything is embossed. No rotomolded boxes, but magnetic catch here locks that in place. Plenty of room to walk through. You do have a swim up stereo remote, again pointing out that massive stereo system. So hanging out of that sandbar, don't have to hop into the boat to adjust the volume or anything. On the back deck, if you are casting, again this only drafts 18 inches of water. Plenty of room to move about back here, jumping on and off the boat. We talked about the steering system, but it is the Optimus electric steering. So you can see the actuator there. And just the attention to detail. Everything is encased, symmetrical. They've done a great job with the layout of this boat. Taking a look at the transom of the boat, you will see that these are the twin Suzuki digital 150s. I like the way the digital motors look compared to the standard motors. You'll see the decals are raised. That looks really cool. These are digital, so fly-by-wire. This boat is rated for up to 400 horsepower, but from my experience, the 150s do a phenomenal job. I had the opportunity to run this boat a couple times at the dealer meeting, and it's an incredibly stable platform. Performs really well with the 150s. Eats up rough water. Very stable. Just island hopping, hanging out, cruising about. That real wide beam gives you plenty of room to walk in about. So, again, plenty of power with the 150s. I'll try to put a performance bulletin up so you can see for yourself. But if you do want more power, you can do twin 200s, and of course they offer Yamaha as well. Moving back to the stern again, trim tabs are standard. Underwater lights are standard. You'll see that really sharp 20-degree dead rise. Second set of underwater lights and trim tabs there, and the reboarding ladder is a dive style ladder, so these fold up like this, and then this ladder, hard to do with one hand holding the camera, but it does push into the hull, so nothing there to swing around and hit a dock on, get a line hung on when you're fishing. So one last look at the 2025 Stingray 253 center console. If you're in the market for a new Stingray or any other boat, before you make a buying decision, please give me a call. Matt Wicker at Chatley Marine. My cell phone number is 910-930-1803. Feel free to text me, call me. And again, if you're in the market for a boat, before you make a buying decision, please call me. I'd love to speak with you, answer any questions you may have, and try to save you some money. One last time, Matt Wicker at Chatley Marine, 910-930-1803. If you've got a friend looking for a boat, please share this with them or subscribe to the channel for future videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.